we're out of the slip. Actually, I'm out of the slip. Carmen decided to stay home this weekend. It was a little bit of a guy's trip. We got a little bit of a late start today because I had some work projects I had to take care of. But it is about, let's see, 1:30 on Friday. And we're going to try and make it to Cat Harbor. I don't know how successful we'll be at beating daylight to get all the way over there. So if we have to, we'll duck into the isthmus and drop the hook over there. But the point of this trip this weekend, this guy's trip that we're doing, we are going to meet up with Bill from Blue Away, possibly Andy on Stoked with Sailing Soleil. But more importantly, we're going to meet up with Mark from Keel Dragger. This is going to be his last trip to Catalina for a while, because in a couple of weeks he heads south to Ensenada, where he is going to start his circumnavigation of the Pacific Ocean. I would strongly suggest that if you aren't already, that you go get on YouTube and look up Keel Dragger Sailing and subscribe, because it's going to be a fun one to watch as he makes his way south to the Marquesas. We'll be offshore here in just a minute. We're going to head towards the west end of Catalina Island to try and make it around the corner to get to the backside. Glad you joined us. It's going to be a fun weekend. This is kind of cool. This is the first I've seen these guys. That is the National Geographic Venture. It's one of the explorer ships that they have. It's the first time I've seen them down here. That's pretty cool. We're hearing reports of somebody that went overboard again. I just hope and pray that they have their PFD on and that they find them okay. If you're going to be out here on a boat in the ocean, wear a PFD. It's not that hard. And while we're talking about that, I got to clean this window off so I can see what I'm doing. Being that I'm out here by myself, I need to make sure I can see what I'm doing. Much better. the shipping lanes are clear. We've got no traffic out here, and it's a smooth ride. So I'm getting hungry. I'm going to go make some lunch. Let's go. Still haven't got a visual on SV Blue Away, but I know he's just about 5 miles off our starboard side, and AIS is showing us getting to the west end of the island, just maybe about a half a mile behind him. So we'll be following him into Cat Harbor. Right now, ETA is showing us getting into the harbor about 20 minutes after sunset. So with any luck at all, there's still going to be enough daylight that we'll be able to get anchored up without much of a problem. I wish we had some wind to sail, but the forecast is showing it's going to be a great sail going home. Well, I just spotted a whale. Unfortunately, he's way too far off in the distance to get a good video of him. But that was a full breach. Looks like he's back by the shipping lanes again. What a bummer. I wish I could get a video for you. The supply ship, the Masco Endeavor. We passed him back in the other side of the shipping lanes a little while ago. And then all of a sudden he powered up and he's steaming alongside us now. I'm not sure where he's headed. We do have a visual on Blue Away, although I'm not sure I'd be able to show you on camera just yet. We're going to be meeting them up at the west end and following him on down the backside of the island to Cat Harbor. Got a little bait ball over here. All the pelicans are sitting on the surface, diving on the fish. You can see quite a few dolphin out there feeding on them as well. Now that we're getting close, not sure if you can see it in the sun up there, but there's the west end. I'm hoping that as we make our way around the backside of the island that we'll get a really nice view of the sunset this evening. Get some nice pictures for you. Look at that, there's a couple of dolphin right here. This is a view that just never gets old. When you finally make it out to the island on a beautiful day like today, you start getting close and you can make out the colors of the hillsides, the waves crashing on the shoreline, a handful of boats heading into the harbor over at the isthmus. Just beautiful, and it never gets old. There's Blue Away making his way around the end of the island. We're going to be following him around that point. And look at this beautiful view. So there's the point. That rock off in the distance on the right side there is the Eagle Rock. If this looks familiar to you, it's because Apple used it for the splash screen on the iMac laptops for a long, long time. There's about 1 billion people all over the globe that have seen that image and probably didn't even know it. Well, we're about 20 minutes outside of the harbor, so it is time for me to go up and get the cloth off the anchor chain so that when we get there we can drop the anchor. Right over there is Whale Rock. We're going to make the left turn right into the harbor. You can't see where the entrance to the harbor is from this vantage point. It's very difficult to see the entrance until you're right on top of it. But it is a beautiful evening. Look at that sunset. Man, I love this stuff. Really enjoy this. Out in that direction somewhere is Hawaii. What do you think? Make a right turn and go there? I'm game.
Off the Baja. Kind of what I imagine it to be like going offshore. Bruce would know.
Yeah. The only trouble is I've got a hard bimini on my boat, and so I've got to actually see the stars, I've got to go forward.
That's a pretty cool...
So I just came back from dinner, and it looks like we have a visitor. We have a visitor. What's happening, buddy? Just trying to figure out what are you and where'd you come from. Wow, what a trip out to Catalina. So what we didn't show last night when we came into the Anchorage, I went to drop the anchor and it rolled off the bow roller and then the windlass quit. So I had to pull it back in by hand, and I went and picked up a mooring ball. I picked up a mooring ball for the night, and we had a great time at dinner. Met Bruce from SV Bob, who is visiting Catalina all the way from New Zealand. He sailed out of New Zealand, his home port just north of Auckland, and went north all the way to Japan, through the Marshall Islands, and then across the North Pacific to Vancouver area. Spent some time up in Vancouver, sailed down the west coast, and he's hanging out over in Catalina. So we had a great time hanging out with him last night. He leaves in a couple of days for Ensenada to continue his voyage down to the Sea of Cortez and then out to French Polynesia and then back home to New Zealand sometime next year. So we picked up the, untied the mooring ball this morning, just shoved off, pulled out of the harbor, and when I tried to get my mainsail out, it jammed. So it took me a little bit to get that unstuck, and now we're back underway again headed back to San Pedro. So kind of an eventful morning, evening and morning, but we're on our way back home. So once we get back to the slip, there's no wind today anyway, so we wouldn't have been sailing anyhow, really. It would have been a motor sail. But once we get back into the slip, I'll pull the main out and see what the issue is. I don't think it's anything major. I think it might just have a little bit of a twist in the sail or something from the last time we furled it. So we'll take a look at it when we get home, but we're going to go enjoy a ride. Starting tomorrow, they've got some weather rolling in. There's a low pressure system up around Alaska that's headed this way. And by Monday, we're going to have a gale here. They're showing 35 to 40 knot winds with seas in the 12 to 14 foot range. So it's going to get pretty sporty out here over the next couple of days. So we're going to beeline it home and hang out at our house and watch the weather blow by. All right, I can't help myself. I got to go up and take a look at this furling system and see if I can figure out why it was jamming on me. It's not the block. It's not the line. So I'm suspecting probably either the sail is simply bound in there, and right now the wrap looks okay. On the bottom, it's got to be at the top if it's a twist. And the halyards all seem to be pretty damn tight, so it's got to be a twist. I don't see it anywhere, so I didn't see it when it was coming out either, so it's got to be somewhere in the sail. It's funny that there's millions of people all over the globe that have seen that sight, never realized where it was. They look at it every day when they show up for work or sit down on their couch to look at the internet. Well, I had to go downstairs to make myself some lunch. I was starting to get a little hungry. And I got the football game on TV now, so. What do you do when you're on the ocean by yourself? You eat. That's what you do, you eat. So I mentioned that we ran into a very nice gentleman named Bruce that had made his way to Catalina Island from New Zealand. Super story. I'm going to put a link down below because he's got a page on Predict Wind that shows his track, but he sailed north out of New Zealand about 9 months ago, I guess. He was nice enough to send to give me a shirt. I actually traded t-shirts with him. Let me show you. I traded t-shirts with him. So there you go. Not bad. SV Bob, Whangarei, New Zealand. Really nice shirt. So I traded him one of mine. Gave him one of my stickers and called it good. He is headed south here in a day or so. So good luck to you, Bruce. It was nice to meet you, and I hope that Sailing Vessel Bob has a safe passage down to French Polynesia. Enjoy it. Well, I finished my lunch and I'm sitting here watching football on TV. Started thinking about the sail issue I had and decided I would try and tackle that. What I found was the line for the mainsail furler had a really bad twist in it, and when I was trying to pull the sail out, it was causing the line to jump the furler drum inside the mast and jam everything up. So what I did was I went up front, pulled all the line out to the mast, got the twist out of it, reran the lines, and check this out. We're sailing. The mainsail came right out. We've got a little bit of wind, so we got both sails out, and we are cruising along at about 4.5 knots on about 9 knots of wind, so not too bad, pretty efficient. And we got the motor off, which is always good, always good. I love getting the motor shut down. I would much rather sail than motor any day. So keel dragger's still back behind us. I suspect he's probably going to catch up to us. I'm not sure if they're still motor sailing or not. Even if they're just under sail, he's a little bit faster than I am, so I suspect that he'll catch up to us at some point. In the meantime, we're going to enjoy this sail. Keel dragger approaching the lighthouse. I'm going to go make a stop at the fuel dock, and that means that aeronautical is out. When I thought I was done filming for the day, I look up and I saw this guy coming out, and I had to get it on video. I've tucked in right behind this tug that's coming inbound, and we are passing right off the Evergreen Everfast. That is one big boy with a lot of cargo. That is an impressive ship. What a cool sight though. Don't get to see them this close very often. Kind of cool to see the tug working off his stern to pull him around the corner. Yep, that is an impressive ship.